What's going on, ladies? Coach Emily here, back with another episode of the LadyStrong Fitcast. Today it is just me. We're going to have a little coaches chat about cravings, what they are, why we get them, and how we can control them.
So the big question is this: how were two women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are LadyStrong Fitness.
All right, ladies, so let's dive into the topic for today, which is going to be cravings, okay? So one of the biggest reasons or why I wanted to talk about this topic is because I feel like it's something that everybody struggles with from time to time, okay? We all have tendencies, or we all get cravings once in a while. And yes, it's totally normal. It's totally fine to feel cravings every once in a while and get them. And what is that? So wait, let's start there. So what are cravings? It's when we have this really kind of itching feeling that we want something to eat, right? And that could be anything, and it could be different for everybody. And I want to talk a little bit why we get them, because we can control these cravings a little bit. Because a lot of times what happens is when we do get those cravings, we can kind of indulge a little bit. So if we're craving something specifically not too healthy, or whatever that craving is, a lot of times, again, like I said, we tend to indulge on that, or like really feed into that craving and kind of just overindulge, okay? So I want to talk about why we get them, because this is going to help prevent those cravings a little bit, okay? So number one reason of why you could be getting intense cravings, or whatever the case is our hormones. Okay, so whether you're premenstrual, or if any certain medications that you're taking, whatever the case is, if our hormones are a little bit imbalanced or a little bit out of whack, it can give us these cravings. Okay, so that's number one, and really that one is slightly out of our control. So I wanted to talk about that one and get out of the way. Let's talk about some other things as far as craving goes that we can control, okay? So number two, lack of sleep, poor sleep, okay? That can have a huge factor on your cravings, because if our mind isn't fully, rested at night, and things are kind of going crazy in the head again, we're not getting proper sleep, it can cause cravings, okay? Which will lead me into my next one, is physical inactivity. Okay, so lack of physical activity or lack of exercise can actually increase cravings. Okay, so I know you guys are really, really great about getting your workouts in, so continue to do that. Continue to get your steps in every single day. It's kind of like the lazy, lousy, sitting on the couch, or if you're, just feeling a lack of motivation, if you're not moving around a lot, it increases your cravings. Okay, so there's that. Number three is a poor diet, or I should say nutrition imbalances or deficiencies. Okay, so for example, if we're not getting enough like vitamins and minerals in our diet, it can increase cravings. So if we're not getting enough fruits and vegetables in our diet, if we have, maybe it's an iron deficiency or even a sodium deficiency, which isn't as common, but again, which would lead us to craving things like sodium or salty snacks or things like that. So a poor diet. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is dehydration or hydration in general. So if your body isn't fully hydrated and you're not drinking enough water, that will increase your cravings as well. So it's something just as simple as making sure that you're getting enough water in throughout the day, from the moment that you wake up until you go to bed. So ladies, like I said, please make sure you're drinking lots of water, so we can help kind of curb those cravings a little bit for that. So the last two ones that I'm going to talk about are actually more mental, right? So everything that I've talked about leading up to this point have been physical causes of cravings. These last two are going to be more mental. So number one is going to be stress. Okay. We all have stresses in our lives. We all go through things, and stress is kind of almost inevitable. We all go through stressful times. We have stressful days, and that is totally normal, and that is totally okay. But unfortunately, sometimes it can increase or kind of shift the hormones in our body, leading to those cravings. Okay, so if we're having a bad day, if we're feeling overwhelmed, a lot of times we have the tendency to crave things and then almost satisfy ourselves with that craving to make us feel better. So there is that. And then the other one will just be your mood in general. So for example, if you're feeling, sad or mad or anything, and we all react into different ways and different things, but that can increase craving levels as well. Okay, just as any type of mood shift can cause cravings too. Okay, so how I want to finish this and how I kind of want to wrap this up is by saying that, again, cravings are totally normal, and it's okay. It really is okay to kind of give in to those things every once in a while, right? Or else you could find yourself going a little bit crazy, because if we go to that extreme by never letting yourself go into those cravings, or never let ourselves kind of eat those, bad sweet treats every once in a while, you could just cause yourselves like a lot more harm and just go crazy. Because if we restrict ourselves way too much, it can also cause reverse effects, and then end up just diving in one day and just going all out, binge eating and doing things like that, which is what we do not want. So like I said, cravings are normal. It's okay to give in to them every once in a while, right? We're humans, and that's how we are. So how we can kind of control these things, though, like we can control these things by, number one, making sure that we have a good diet that's well balanced, getting lots of vitamins and minerals, eating lots of fruits and vegetables. That's where those will come from. And then just eating a good clean diet. And number two, drinking lots and lots of water. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Dehydration is one of the highest causes of cravings. Okay, so making sure you're drinking a lot of water. Number three, getting lots of sleep. Get a good night's sleep every night. Let your bodies, let your muscles, let your minds relax, recover, so that they're in a good, balanced state for the next day, which will help reduce your cravings. Okay. Number four, making sure you're eating regular physical activity every single day. Now, it doesn't have to be anything, crazy, vigorous, hit workout every single day. Absolutely not. But you should be moving around. You should be going for walks. You should be getting your steps in, because that will certainly help. Okay. And then the last one I will just say is just taking care of your mental health, right? Like I said, we all go through tough times, life, right? So we can be stressful some days, we can be sad, we can be mad, we can be going through whatever it is, but take care of yourself, be good to yourself, be nice to yourself. And like I said, every once in a while we're going to give into those cravings. That's fine. We're humans. It's not the end of the world, but just kind of figure out the things like your nutrition, your water, your activity, and go from there. And I do want to say, and we'll close it out kind of with this last thought, is there's always something, we all struggle with something as far as our fitness goes, or as far as our health goes. And if this is something that you really, really struggle with, and you're thinking, well, I have a pretty good diet, and I work out all the time, I drink lots of water, but for some reason I can't kick these cravings, you can try our supplements. We have our Burn AM or Burn PM, which are meant to curb those cravings, which have been really helpful. I know a lot of ladies in the community, I know a lot of our staff have been taking them, and they've been working wonders. So if that is something you're interested in, something you want to give a try, again, if this is something that you really struggle with, go for it. Why not? If you have the resources available, if you have the supplements available, why not give it a try? Okay. So that, I'll kind of leave it on that note. Ladies, if you have any questions or if you want to chat about more things when it comes to craving, eating, anything like that, you know where to find me. The coaches are all good resources to chat with, and we can answer most of the questions that you have. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as you can. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.